my lovely angels, this is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi! I am feeling so much better. I'm so sorry. I know it's for everybody who suffers fibromyalgia, I'm so genuinely sorry because unless you go through this ailment, you will not understand how it is and how you feel and what your body goes through, what your mind goes through. I still feel very weak, which is why you'll see a little drag in my voice, you know. The last video actually, which was released, was pre-filmed and everything. And I was like so hyper in that. And you know, when I was editing and you know, I kind of could make out that something was wrong because I was overly hyper, like I was speaking way too fast, and this is all like symptoms, at least for me, reaching a point where I'm like having a moment. I need to stop. My brain is like, you know, you're done. It's pushing, it's last, you know, it's on the last, what do you call it? It's running on fumes, you know, it's like pushing it, and that's where it's giving its all. And that's where I produce the best videos, I feel. But the aftermath is not worth it. So I'll be more careful next time. So today I thought I'll do an interesting video because I was sure, like when I started receiving, actually all these are purchased by me. I have not received any of these, but they were perfumes that everybody is currently very hyped about. It is a very trending genre as of now, and this is the candy perfumes. And I have 3 perfumes for you guys. Yes, I finally got it. It's the Yara by Latafa. I got the Bint Hooran, which is from Ardal Zafran. This is the new version called Rose Passion. And then I have Khair Confection. This is from Paris Corner. And I'll be comparing these to 3 perfumes which were there. 3 perfumes which have been with me. Of course, first is the one which caused the whole blow up of candy perfumes. That's your Khair's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. Then I have your Khadlaj Harim Al Sultan, and just for the heck of it, I've also kept Ari by Ariana Grande, because this was also kind of like, I really wish I had Pink Sugar and the Britney perfumes as well, because I do feel these are all in the same big genre of perfumes, right? Let me start off with the first one, which should be Yara, which I'm sure everybody is interested in. The box is, I don't have the previous 3 Yaras. I had all 3, decluttered all of them. This one is in the exact same box. Even the inside, you know, like the other ones also had like a prominent color inside. This is clearly pink all the way through. And then this is the bottle. It's your exact same bottle as your other Yaras. If you know, I'm already not very fond of the bottles, and I believe they have stuck this properly now, so you can't take it out, because for my other ones I had actually pulled all these out, you know, just because the bottles used to look cuter. Perfume is like a typical candy perfume. It literally smells like if you've had Starburst. I mean, who has not had Starburst? If you have not had Starburst, I'm sure you have other candies and bubble gums and things like that that smell like this. It literally feels like you're tasting the Starburst. It's opens very juicy. It opens very artificial juicy, by the way. It's exactly the flavor you have in Starburst, in your chewy candy, or in your bubble gum. Yes, it does lean a little juvenile. Of course, any of these candy perfumes are going to smell slightly juvenile, but I'll tell you the differences in all of these. This smells a little very candy, very realistic, your Starburst and your, you know. After some time, as it starts like drying down, you start getting gummy bears, which is why I pulled out your Harim Al Sultan. So Harim Al Sultan has no candy note, right? It is purely your gummy bears and to florals to musk. This one, it opens very Starburst, very like juicy bubblegum, but now it's going towards that Haribo, your gummy bears, your mixed gummy bears. Literally feels like you open a pack of gummy bears and you're smelling the gummy bears. And then it's going to settle down to a very dry vanilla amber musky scent. The floral which is there in Yara Candy is gardenia, and you can smell it. It's there in the background constantly, but it's not the dominant note. The dominant notes are all your sweet notes. The top notes Black currant and green tangerine. Middle notes are strawberry fizz, candy, and gardenia. And your base notes are vanilla, amber, sandalwood, and musk. It's literally, it smells like, we have these trains or kiosks where they sell these candies, and you have like things like your Sour Patch, although it's not the same brand, but that's the strawberry candy fizz thingy, things which have sugar and salt on top. But this one is like more of that sugary one, but it's literally smelling like those candies. So I'm very happy that it is exactly what I expected it to be. I expected Yara Candy. First of all, the color is a very bubblegum color. So I was like, okay, this is for sure bubblegummy. Then the name Yara Candy, I was like, it's going to smell like candy for sure. But what I was not expecting is that it'll turn into like gummy bears and florals and musk towards the end. But that's my bad, because what else will they put in the base notes, along with the candy note? So I would give Yara Candy a 8 out of 10. And I'll tell you why. Because I have other ones as well. This one, I got it for $45. Okay, it's very pricey for a Yara perfume from Latafa. It needs to macerate quite a bit. It'll take at least, like, I'm assuming 3 months for it to macerate. Right now, the longevity is around 5 to 6 hours. The projection, I would say, is like, initially it projects quite a bit, but then you know what, it dries down and just like stays for like 1 to 2 feet. So it is like quite intimate. I mean, depending on how much you spray, but like if you overspray like me, 10 plus sprays, it will give you like 2 to 3 feet of projection. You know what the dry down is reminding me of? The dry down is exactly like pink sugar. I don't have pink sugar right now. I ordered it and my order got cancelled. I wish I had that with me while I was filming this, because pink sugar was very important to be right here with me to compare. But I'll tell you, pink sugar is something I've used a lot. We all have from Aqualina, right? It smells, the dry down is very, very similar to your pink sugar. It also is kind of reminding me of Britney Spears perfumes, So this is going in that genre of perfumes from the 90s or 2000s. I don't even know when those were released, but I'm sure those were like pretty old perfumes. And Yara Candy is just giving me that, again, a nostalgia, good times when we were like all very youthful and stuff. So it's definitely a perfume that reminds you of your youth. Can a grown-up wear this? Yeah, you can, why not? But again, it's you can wear this on its own. You can layer it with something else, anything that you want that sweet candy note to, you can add this. I thought a lot about which celebrity to give to this, but I could not think of anything else except for Barbie. This entire theme is going to be a very Barbie theme. This is obviously going to be Margot Robbie as Barbie, because this is like kind of your benchmarking. So that's your Yara Candy. Next, why I'm following it up with this one is because Bint Hooran is literally a dupe to Yara Candy. This is like Inception, dupe within a dupe within a dupe within a dupe. Like, I never thought like a Middle Eastern house would dupe a Middle Eastern perfume, but here we are. If you know Bint Hooran, the first one, the OG, was a dupe for Good Girl. I had it for the longest time, used it quite a bit, but I decluttered it so quickly because I was like, bro, this is not happening. It's too similar to Good Girl, and it just like put me off. If you know, I do not like Good Girl at all, the original one, right? So that's your box. But the bottle is like the cutest bottle ever. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Like, the pictures don't do justice. Like when I purchased it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like that ugly tacky bottle. It does remind me of the Viva La Juicy from Juicy Couture bottles with the bow and everything. But come on. First of all, I always say this about Bint Hooran bottles. So big. It's almost as big as my head, Plus, it's very heavy, right? Look at the color. It's the same. That's why the moment I smell this, I was like, dude, it's duping Yara Candy for sure. And then I saw the notes. The notes are green mandarin, black currant, middle notes of strawberry candy. They didn't say strawberry fizz candy, but they said strawberry candy and gardenia. And the base notes of sandalwood, vanilla syrup, musk, and amber. That's your bottle. So the cap comes off. The bow comes off with the cap. I'm going to respray the Yara so that I get the exact experience for you guys to do the comparison. Yara is on this side and your Bint Hooran Rose Passion. Did I say it's Rose? It's called Rose Passion. It's called Rose Passion. There are differences. So it's not exactly the same. I'll tell you why. while this is a fresh starburst, strawberry juicy, very like a little bit tangy as well, but very, very fresh. This one is slightly medicinal is the wrong word. It's slightly cough syrupy, if that makes sense, right? It is stronger on your blackcurrant as opposed to your mandarin. I guess this one has more mandarin in it than this. That's just the difference in the opening. Bint Hooran is somehow also very, very, very salty. Like Yara suddenly has like changed. Now it's become more of your very strawberry, very sweet and very gummy berry like. This on the other hand is still smelling very, as a matter of fact, this smells like the powder. I don't know what you call it, but we have this powder. It's very tangy sweet, like it's called shock or something. I'll try to put a picture over here. But you put it on in your mouth, sometimes it even crackles, you know. It's tasting like that powder. I mean, it's smelling like that powder. And it's very, very intense. So there's definitely a huge difference between the two. While the notes are the same, it was probably supposed to be duping the same, or it was just trying to ride the candy perfume bandwagon or something. Is it worth it to buy both? Like for me, honestly, yes, because for me, Yara Candy is turned very, very gummy bear-like. This one has not, which is why I feel this one is like slightly different. This is a little bit more tangy. It's drying down not into a gummy bear perfume. That's the only difference. The gardenia also in Bint Hooran is very, very less compared to the Yara. The opening for Bint Hooran Rose Passion is staying longer as opposed to the Yara. Yara opened like very, very juicy, fresh and everything, and then dried down very quickly into a gummy bear perfume. Followed by the gardenia, your musk, sandalwood and everything. It's already reaching the middle and base note. As opposed to this one, let me just focus on this now. It's still very green mandarin-y. Like initially that blackcurrant was very, very prominent, but it like changed and the green mandarin revealed. So green mandarin is coming towards the middle notes, not in the opening. Now I can smell the green mandarin, the strawberry and the blackcurrant all equally, but it is smelling a little sugar salty, not just sugary, if that makes sense. If you just want to buy one perfume, I mean, go for the one you like. Bint Hooran, it cost me $30. I don't know how much it's going to cost you. Yara cost me $45. So there was a price difference over here in the UAE. But I'm assuming in other countries it would be like, you know. So I would say choose one of the bottles. The bottle clearly this is the winner, you know. But otherwise, like if you want to give into the hype, because Yara perfumes are like very famous right now, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 as well, because I don't want to like be biased between the two. They both are equally good. It's something, I'm glad we are still in summer in UAE, because these are very, very summer spring perfumes. As a matter of fact, more summer perfumes, because it'll just make you feel juicy, fresh, fruity, you know, because these are fruity florals. I'm still trying to feel the difference. They're very, very close to each other. And the celebrity I want to give to Rose Passion is Rebel Wilson. I don't know why I thought of her. She's just so sweet. Like, she's so sweet. But she also has like this sarcastic side of her, which is like, you know, her dry humor and everything. And just because this one has like this little salty sourness, you know, I thought Rebel Wilson. The bottle, I can't, I'm just so obsessed with this bottle. Guys, if you know, my favorite color is pink along with orange, and I say that everything in between, the pink and orange, the whole spectrum, those are my favorite colors. But if I had to choose like one color, it would be pink for sure. So the next one, just look at this packaging. I mean, what? It's like a mermaid, like a sweet candy mermaid. But the bottle, first of all, when you open, it's like a blue contrast inside. And the bottle is an absolute stunner. I mean, this bottle, first of all, you know, I love Khair bottles. But for some reason, I never could. The first Khair I bought was very masculine, so I gave it to Ali. The second one is already like sitting to be decluttered. And this one, look at that. Like the bottle is absolutely stunning with this ombre from blue to pink, and of course in between then you have your indigo and purple and everything. Oh, so stunning. This is my favorite from the lot, and this is a 10 out of 10. I just wanted to put it out there that out of all the candy perfumes I got, this one is like, and I'll tell you why also. because it is so close to this guy over here, which you know I am absolutely in love with. From the Kiali perfumes, I think this was the perfume that I got very obsessed with. One of the reason was because it is in the same genre as your Label as well, right? It is not like a sweet candy perfume. It is, but it's more of like sugary florals as opposed to a candy perfume. Now I have kept your Khair Confection over here and your Kiali over here. They're almost the same. Guys, they're so... You know what? I'm not even going to sit there and compare it to, because you know what? Just go with the obvious, you know, like it's almost the same. Let me tell you about the perfume though. Why am I so obsessed with this? It is giving candy, it is giving sugar, it is giving floral, a little bit of hints of your fruits as well, but it's a grown-up version. So I can wear this. Anybody who is any age can pull this off. It's also like seductive in a tease way, like it's a very tease kind of a perfume. It's very playful, but like a flirty playful. Like flirty is the right word actually. The top notes for this are pear, whipped cream, heart notes of jasmine, ylang ylang and cashmeran, and the base notes of sandalwood, marshmallow and vanilla. It literally smells like your cotton candy, your bubble gum, your sugar, vanilla, your little bit of like whipped cream, but whipped cream like not in a lotion creamy kind of way. It's the airy part of the whipped cream. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. Now in this, of course, the fruits are milder than the florals. The perfume is definitely heavier on the florals and the sugar part of it. As a matter of fact, they've only mentioned pear in the opening, which makes perfect sense because the pear is definitely like the most prominent thing over here in the opening, where you can clearly smell a pear. Then they're saying whipped cream. I can't really smell the whipped cream until it's drying down. It's not in the opening at all. In the opening, I'm just smelling pear with like a sugar, like a strong sugar base. And the sugar almost smells like, you know, the container you put sugar in, and when you open the container, that smell of sugar you get, it's that sugar smell. The jasmine and ylang ylang are so sweet. They're completely non-indolic because both of these florals can get very indolic, they can get very strong, they can be headache inducing. They're not like that at all. They are very fresh florals. It's very like the fresh part of it, and that's it. It stopped at the fresh part, didn't allow it to go into the indoles, you know. And then of course you have your cashmere to add that interest, and you have your sandalwood, marshmallow, vanilla. It's such a beautiful fragrance. Oh my word, 10 out of 10. Hands down, I literally look at the way I'm dressed up today. I'm gonna like wear this perfume. I'm gonna get compliments. I know everybody's gonna like look at me. Heads are gonna turn in the elevator up to when I go to the office. People in the office are all gonna compliment me. I just know that's gonna happen. And I love the fact that this bottle is this like all this candy, like, you know, playful colors. But then it has this golden cap, which is very poshy. And that is perfect because this is not juvenile at all, even borderline. And you cannot compare these perfumes to Yara or to Bint Hooran, Rose Passion. While they're in the same genre, to some extent they're similar to each other because they both have that candy sugar kind of notes, little bit of that strawberry fizz kind of notes, but they are definitely not dupes to each other. So props to Yara for not duping, because honestly we all thought that it's duping Kiali perfume, but it's not. But I'm not saying that they're not similar. They are very similar, but they have made their own twist, their own version of it, which is excellent. This is what I prefer brands doing, right? This is actually what I expect the Middle Eastern brands to do, not be like one-on-one dupe, you know? But I'm not minding the Khair. It's like amazing. So I bought the Khair Confection for $35. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. And I know I need a backup bottle for this because this guy is just gonna disappear. By the way, did I tell you the longevity? Yara was longevity was like 5 to 6 hours. It needs maceration, and the projection was 2 to 3 feet depending on how much you spray. How much I spray? 2 to 3 feet. Same goes with Bint Hooran. Bint Hooran just lasts a little longer, so let's say 6 to 7 hours. But the projection is the same. It's 2 to 3 feet depending on how much you spray. Khair Confection is giving me a longevity of 7 hours, and the projection is like a consistent 3 feet, you know. So I do, like, out of all of these, I am like head over heels for this. Will I use all 3 of them? I will. Will I declutter any of these? No. I'm going to keep all 3 of them because I really like all 3 of them. Now, just for the heck of it, I had kept the Ari perfume as well because I was like, just wanted to check the similarities. And I should have actually also kept your label, but you know what? Let me not complicate things. I think Ariana was like the first one who started this candy trend. I'm not sure. Actually, no, it was Britney Spears who started the candy trend. I don't know if Aquilina Pink Sugar came before that or Juicy Couture. I don't know which ones came first, but we remember Britney Spears to release these sugary sweet perfumes, right? Ari brought back that trend, but the trend never caught up. It's not like everybody was making candy perfumes back then. But for sure, they all are in the same family. And I love all these perfumes, by the way. As a matter of fact, the Khair Confection is going to be the scent of the day for me. Guys, I spray perfume like this. I choke myself out. I'll go to my car, I'll spray it again. I'll reach office, I'll spray it again. Then I'll spray it again during lunchtime. And then after lunch, I don't know what goes on with my psychotic brain, but I'll just start going nuts. I start going nuts, like just like a whole office, my office, the corridors, everything starts smelling of my perfume, you know. And the celebrity I want to assign to Khair Confection would be Selena Gomez, and I'll tell you why. She does have that youthfulness about her, but she's also very graceful, mature and everything, which is why I thought this would suit her perfectly. I hope this will make your purchase decision easier, or maybe not. Maybe I totally confused the heck out of you guys. But yeah, if I would have to choose one of these, it would definitely be Khair Confection, right? Price-wise, bottle-wise, scent-wise, it's a little bit more mature and everything. But the other ones are also worth having. If you like candy perfumes, you will love these, all of these, you know. Props to all of them for doing something different, so I don't feel like I have the exact same perfume. I was a little nervous about these two, but surprisingly, they have like differences. So it's not like they all copied each other and just, you know, the dupe within the dupe inception good thing going on. It's not, you know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.